We've got a great weekend ahead here at Gulfstream Park, joined by Ron Nicoletti. Ron, we have the second leg of the Florida Sire Stakes series, and it's going to be a huge, huge day of racing.
Yeah, 12 races on the card, and got three stakes races all in total. Of course, the second leg of, as you mentioned, the Florida Sire Stakes series with the Susan Girl and the Affirmed.
Yep, and we'll start it off with Susan's Girl because I know you have a lot of interest in Mythical, who was just nothing short of fantastic at Saratoga.
Big fan. You know, that win at Saratoga in the Adirondack, boy, I said that's, third consecutive victory. Wheels came off a little bit in the spin away. We talked about this on our podcast. Was it the distance? Getting back, I think, with state-bred competition is going to really help this horse this afternoon.
Yeah, because she was just facing worlds better and males up there.
No.
So now we'll get in with fillies again, of course, so that race you're referring to last time out. It'll be interesting to see how she'll handle the 7 furlongs again here today.
Yeah, I mean, that's the question mark in here. Maybe that's why you went a little different yourself.
Yeah, I went with the runner-up in the first leg of our Florida Sire series with Finding Strength. I think she ran a huge race, and she seems like a gal that's going to get better as she keeps racing.
Yeah, she was just beat by Lenny Lou, who's like the star of the 2-year-olds down here, not in the race today. So I can understand Finding Strength being right there, going to stretch out to the 7/8 of a mile. And, and then you got, had sort of a little interest in the 5 Love Like Lucy for Saffy Joseph Jr., who's getting blinkers on. My racehorse, going to take a ton of money.
Yeah.
I'm using it. Maybe this Tried Super.
Yeah, this definitely does seem like a race where maybe you could spread a little bit. But, it does not get any easier in the Affirmed. That's going to be race number 11. This is for the boys here. We do not have the return of the winner of the very first leg for Mike Yates. And I feel like, Ron, it leaves this race completely wide open.
Yeah, I felt the same way.
Yeah.
Why I went with my long shot's going to break from the outside. It's
like
the
it.
11 Koza Light. And you look back at this horse's last race, shows speed, going long on the turf, and wins it.
Yeah.
Turning back, I looked up a stat with Jose D'Angelo with horses going turf to dirt, route to sprint. He's 33% with a limited sampling, and he's got a positive return of investment. So I love that angle, as you know. So as you mentioned, wide open. Why not take a shot?
Yeah, and like you said, he does have some speed, especially on the cutback, and a son of Kozan. You think he's going to do some of his best running on the dirt. I think that turf race was just to get a little extra stamina in him.
Yeah, and that's what I love. Got the outside draws, so we'll see how the horse runs today. And a lot of people think, oh, this horse can be on the lead. Not the case. I think this horse is going to sit and pounce later on. You got that, as you said. Always good to have that stamina when you're a 2-year-old.
Absolutely. Now, Wooten for Heather Smolin is a horse that I have some interest in because I like the speed, like you mentioned, for your top choice.
Yeah, Wooten is just unbelievable. That was a nice debut, and I know you talked to her about that race. It looks pretty good.
Yeah, it does. So we'll see how it all shakes out. A very wide open boys division of the second leg of the Florida Sires series. Now, the Mr. Jordan race number 10 is a good one. We have some of the hardest hitting dirt routers here in this race. We're going to cut back to this 1-turn mile distance. Who'd you go with here?
I went with the 5 Laura Man. This horse, you look, turned back, tried the Grade 1 Pacific Classic at Del Mar, going 1.25 miles, gets the Lasix back, a 6-time local winner. I like the way you started saying these are hard-knocking campaigners, and I think Laura Man gets the check mark for me for being just that. 5-time winner at the distance. I could go on and on. And, this horse ran well at Del Mar. They took a shot in the Grade 1. The horse didn't belong there.
No, he didn't, and it's great to see him back home, of course, with those C2 Racing Silks, and Sam Walensky has done a very good job with this horse, just the Walenskys in general have. Yeah. And a lot of these horses, Ron, are exiting out of the 1.16 handicap, including Hades and Lightning Tones. I like Hades a lot on the cutback.
Hades, it's just a horse. One of those horses I can't catch.
Yeah.
So I got it on the ticket, but I'm going to watch a little further down. Hades, as you mentioned, comes out of that handicap, was 4th that day. Got shuffled back sort of in that race. I think it run a little better. Hades was a horse we all talked about last year.
Yep, he was. He was our Holy Bull winner last year on the road to the Kentucky Derby, but he's back in with some local company, and I think that should help. But one final question. What do you do with Steel Sunshine here?
Back on the dirt, and, they tried the grass in 3 consecutive races. Boy, this horse has got to find its form.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just coming back. Another horse that we had high hopes for. and just seemed to have gone downhill since trying the grass. I think bounce back, after going to Maidan. I think coming back, getting on the dirt, this horse certainly has the class to win it.
Yeah, he definitely is the class of this race here. He's great at stakes place. He's an awesome, awesome horse. We'll see how he will come back off of the turf experiments, and a fun weekend of racing as we have the second leg of the Florida Sire Stakes. Ron, what do you always say about being at Gulfstream Park?
Boy, you got to be at Gulfstream Park.